Welcome, everyone, to Off the Cuff. I am Adam Banks. Thank you for listening to the show. It is late in September, and it means fall is coming. Nellie is here in the studio with me. Nellie, how's it going?
It's going well. How about you?
Well, Nellie, let me just say that antibiotics work magic, because I just had the strep throat.
Yeah.
Have you ever had strep throat?
Yes.
It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the doctor, and going to the doctor is such a terrible thing because
it's over with so quicker, much quicker.
It's over with so much quicker, but it's overwhelming, is what it is. Is because
it just is to you.
You walk into a doctor's office, and if you're a walk-in, you're at the bottom of the totem pole. So I had to go to 3 or 4 different windows, which they were very helpful at the Lexington Clinic. They were very helpful. Went to the Lexington Clinic, and they sent me to like 3 or 4 windows, and they said, "Yeah, you can see the PA." I was like, "Well, I'd like to see the doctor if I could." They're like, "Well, the PA's fine." I was fine with it. I just wanted somebody to just let me know what was going on with me. My throat was on fire. So I go in, and they check my temperature. I gained a little weight and stuff too. You know, I weigh 138 now. I used to weigh 132 for years.
That's
so
good.
Gained weight, yeah. And so I gained weight, and I sit there. They took my temperature. Everything was fine. No fever, nothing like that. And the doctor came in, or the PA, and she came in, and she said, "Okay, open your throat." And I opened my mouth. And she goes, "Ooh." I said, "Oh, what's that ooh mean?" She goes, "I thought my breast stunk." And she said, your throat looks a little streppy. I said, "Oh, okay." Well, she's like, "Okay, I'm going to send a nurse in here." And she said,
get a
medical assistant to get a culture. I'm like, "Okay." Well, here comes this big old woman. She's about 70 years old. Big old woman. She comes into the room, and she just... She does. She takes that stick, and she just jabs it in my throat, up and down. I'm like gagging.
It's supposed to go like this.
She didn't do that to me. She had it in for me. My eyeballs were poking out of my head. She was choking me. But anyway, after that was done, she left the room. They came back 7 minutes later, and they said, "Okay, you're positive." I said, "For what?" She said, "Strep." I said, "Okay, thank God." You know, when somebody walks in, they say you're positive. You're like, "Whoa, with what?"
Well, you knew what the test was for.
It just freaked me out. My anxiety was out the roof.
I know how you are.
And yeah, so I thought the worst. But anyway, she said strep, and I was like, "Oh, okay." So she's like, "What I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on some amoxicillin." And those are horse pills. I've choked myself to death trying to get those things down. One got stuck in my throat, and I had to stick my fingers in my throat to gag myself to throw it up. The first one I took.
People, let me tell you, poor old Adam, he ain't much of a patient.
I'm not. Like, I cannot.
I swear, if he gets a blister on his arm, say,
yeah,
he would freak out so bad, and he knowed he had cancer or something, and he was going to die. I tell you, that's just what he does, and he will worry the dog shit out of you till you tell him something. And you finally just have to tell him, you're not the doctor.
Nellie, a lot has been going on in the world, and the biggest story, this is a huge story. So big that it's been on CNN, it's been on Fox News.
I'll tell you something I think's bigger than that.
Well, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie are divorcing. They have been together since 2004. If you remember the whole thing with Jennifer Aniston.
The whole world remembers.
Yeah. And they got married. Well, they wouldn't get married. They just dated. They adopted a whole family. They adopted about 5 or 6 children from different countries. They had a few of their own. And they have this big old family, and they are divorcing. Angelina Jolie filed for divorce from Brad Pitt, and basically the only reason that people know of is she didn't like the way Brad was handling the kids. She offered him joint custody, but she wants the physical custody. She wants most of the time. She just wants them to have decisions in their life. She only wants him to have visitation. Something's not right. Basically, she said she was, there were some rumors saying that she was sick of he was constantly high off pot, and he drank all the time. And she said that he just wasn't raising the kids right. And I guess he was exposing her children to that, and she didn't want that. That's probably what I'm getting. Yeah, their children. So they are divorcing, and she didn't want no spousal support, which, you know, they both are millionaires.
None of that you just said.
None of that's been proven. That's all speculation.
But it's like they said today, I heard on the talk today, they said, why can't they have just grown apart? It happens. People do that. Why does it have to be something so dramatic just because of who they are?
Right. And that makes so much sense, right? You know, why can't people step out of
She has such a busy life. More so than him.
Out of the limelight. Yeah, you know, Howard Stern, you talked about the talk. Howard Stern this morning, he was talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. Howard Stern was talking. He was like, are people surprised that Angelina and Brad Pitt are both just weird? He said, this is the same effing woman that wore a
vial of blood around her
vial
neck.
of blood and kissed her brother. He said, why are people shocked?
Freaking out.
You know, and you know how Howard Stern puts his own spin on things.
And of course, everybody's ready to blame him again.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to bring back what happened between him and Jennifer. That wasn't meant to be for some reason.
Jennifer Aniston, I bet, is sitting at home with a glass of wine. She crosses her legs. She's beautiful at like 50 years old. She probably crosses her legs, takes her a drink of wine, and says, "And that, my friend, is what you call closure."
Right. But I don't think she is. I don't think she's that kind of person.
Oh, Nellie. From a woman's standpoint on yourself, think about a woman getting cheated on. He left her, publicly humiliated her for another woman, and for years...
But who did it backfire on him?
For years was just put down because she was never having kids, she wasn't married, she couldn't find a good man. All this stuff was said about her. Do you don't think she's relishing this moment? Honestly, honest to God.
I don't. Because I think she was over it when she had her wedding dress burning party. Because I think that was... Like, buddy, it's like I feel like I have never even been married to you because you're a dick or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think she's fine. I think she's in a good place in her life, and
yeah.
They interviewed her once, and she said that if they ran into each other, yeah, they would probably speak to each other, maybe say a few words. She said, I don't wish him any harm.
So you don't think that the rumors that have been going around is true?
No.
You really don't? You don't buy into all
I'll be
that?
surprised. I will, out of both of them, if either one of them's having any thoughts about what happened then.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, something that was very interesting they brought up today is most Hollywood couples, when they announce their divorce, Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman, Tom Cruise, and that other... Katie Holmes. And... You know, all these big stars that divorce, they divorce on Friday evening because it's the weekend. People have time to talk about it. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's divorce came out at the perfect time. It came out on a Monday, the start of the week. It was announced 7 o'clock in the morning, enough time for everybody to talk about it on every show, on all morning shows. It was all over the news. It was also after the Emmys, where nobody was talking about the Emmys. They were talking about Brad and Angelina. It was after Jennifer Aniston's premiere of her movie, and this weekend Brad Pitt has a movie opening, and they're saying that his movie is getting more attention now because of this. Now, that's not saying that they're divorcing because of a publicity stuff. They don't seem like...
The divorce is true.
They don't seem like those type of people to fake it. But, you know...
But that nobody knows why, and it's nobody's business.
No. Well, you know, it's just a shocking thing. You know, people... I found out about it on Facebook. Somebody posted, said, love... doesn't exist. Brad and Angelina are divorcing, and I was just like, oh well. And then
it happens to everybody. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people.
And you said, hey, I know something that's probably bigger than that. What was that? That
was the bombing in New York.
When was that?
That injured, I think, was it 29 people?
When was that?
It was earlier. It was last week.
A bombing in New York?
Yes. I can't even think off the top of my head right now. I've been really sick and got a lot going on, but besides that, I just wanted to say I hope those people are doing well, and that's just horrible. It's so scary. I don't think... I've always wanted to visit New York, but I tell you, I'm about half scared to go anywhere anymore.
Did it come from a terrorist attack?
Yes.
It was a terrorist... Wow.
Yes. He had they think he was responsible for a couple other things, too, and I think there was more than one that went off that day.
You're kidding.
I was like nuts.
Oh, you're kidding.
I forget what he is. He's definitely...
Well, I hope all things
not
go well in New York, and I'm so sorry that happened. Nellie, the Primetime Emmy Awards, we watched it finally, you got DVR. Finally, you got DVR where you could record stuff, and we recorded the Emmys and watched it together. Jimmy Kimmel hosted. How do you think he did? I
like him, but some stuff I thought he was a little, I don't know, a couple things he said I didn't like. Well, but that's okay. They all do.
They all do, and Hollywood is risque. And Jimmy Kimmel, he came out, he hosted the Emmys. He basically started his monologue off by doing a few OJ jokes. He said, Marsha Clark is in the audience tonight. Marsha, this must be weird for you because, he goes, this is weird because you're probably rooting for OJ this time. Or are you rooting for OJ this time?
I didn't think that was funny.
You know, so he's just being, he's just having a little fun with the whole thing.
Fun. That wasn't fun, though.
On the behalf of Nicole and
her family.
And her family.
And the Americans that believe that he did it know that he did it.
And what was his name? Ron Goldman, that's it. Ron.
Apologize to his family because that was rude. That is their son.
I don't think that his family is listening, but if they are, I do apologize.
There is people that would be, I would be offended if my son was murdered and you didn't know anything.
Well, I do apologize. Well, so Jimmy Kimmel was the host. Just to name some of the big awards that won, Nellie. None of the shows that I watched won. Better Call Saul didn't win. OJ, I watched the OJ show.
Something.
They were nominated for a lot of things, but they didn't win.
You sure? They didn't win one thing?
They didn't win one daggone thing. OJ Simpson's show took it home. But basically, what is it, Nellie? The woman from Seinfeld, what's her name? Julia Louis-Dreyfus. She won.
I love her.
She's probably one of the greatest top 5 female comedic actresses of all time because she has won over 7 Emmys for Best Comedic Actress. 7. You know, that's just amazing.
How many did Lucille Ball win?
I don't know, but Elaine was done 9 years of Seinfeld, one of the most successful TV sitcoms of all time. She's done the New Adventures of Old Christine, which she won an Emmy for, and she's done Veep, which I've heard is one of the best shows on television. I've never seen an episode.
The New Adventures of the Old Christine was hilarious. She was so crazy. And I loved, what is her name? Sipes. What's her name? Wanda Sipes.
You like her?
Oh, God, she cracks me up.
She annoys me.
Oh, I like her because she looks at you like she don't give a big rat's ass, you know? And she don't. That's the funny part.
Yeah, that's her.
She's got a beautiful wife.
Yeah, but right here.
And kids.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, I love Julie Louis-Dreyfus because she is just a very classy woman. She won the award, and she gave a speech about something that was very sad. Her dad passed away. And
she didn't give a speech about it. She just said she wanted to.
She just mentioned him, and she said, I am just want to say I'm thankful for my dad who passed away on Friday, which was 2 days before she gave that speech. She showed up to the Emmys. Do you think that there was anything wrong with her showing up 2 days after?
He always told her she could do whatever she wanted to. Could be whatever she wanted to be.
No, my question is, do you think it was wrong of her to show up to the Emmys 2 days after her dad died?
No, because I think she knew that he would want her to be there. And you don't know how sick the man was. Was he able to tell her that before he died? Don't you not miss this because of me, you know? Don't miss this because of me.
Right.
And how he was so proud of her and just, he loved her. She probably felt like I did.
Directors, a ridiculous cast, and I'd especially like to apologize to the best crew in television. You work on our show are unforgivable.
She's very nervous. You can see her hand shaking.
I'd also like to take this opportunity to personally apologize for the current political climate. I think that Veep has torn down the wall between comedy and politics. Our show started out as a political satire, but it now feels more like a sobering documentary.
There was a lot of political jokes.
She wasn't shaking here.
You could see her.
She talks to about her daddy, doesn't she?
She really.
Listen.
I like to dedicate this to my father,
That just takes my breath.
Yeah, and then there's Jerry Seinfeld
He's
clapping.
about to cry.
Jerry and her had a very close relationship because they were on Seinfeld for that many years. I'm sure. And remember, I asked you, I said, I wonder if he knew it. You said, I'm sure he did, Adam. But that was a very, very sad, touching speech. Very sad, touching speech. So, Nellie, what's been going on with you? You seem like you've been in a good mood lately.
I think this is...
What's been going on?
I just got a lot going on with the chemo and not knowing yet and having to have more testing, and it's just been really stressful. I'm just ready for it to be over with. I'm just done. Tired.
Well, I mean, I think you'll be all right. I think that you'll go and the right thing will happen. Whatever's supposed to happen will happen.
Right now, today, if I had to go tomorrow, I probably wouldn't go. I get tired of being cut on and poked at and needles stuck in you, and I just get tired of it.
Yeah, well.
Not my first rodeo.
I understand.
But anyway, enough about me. Oh, next month, Pink Ribbon Month, breast cancer awareness, people.
October.
Wear lots of pink.
And
support, do walks, do whatever you can. Just best thing you can do is support somebody that you know and be there for them.
Yep.
If you just send them a card once in a while or take them a dessert or anything.
Keeneland opens in October. Halloween opens. I'm going to Vegas.
Halloween opens.
I'm going to Vegas.
Halloween?
Yeah.
You're crazy.
Yeah, I'll be out in Vegas.
You're stupid.
Some say I am, some say I'm not. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening to the show. Nellie, thank you for joining. It's always a pleasure.
Thanks, Adam. Have a good one.
You have a good one, too. Take care of yourself. We'll see you later, ladies and gentlemen.